Good morning, students. I hope you all are in good health. In today's English language class, we are going to start a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Degrees of Comparison. So, chapter 10, that is, okay, let me ask you first. I hope you all have this Renan Martin book with you all. It is from that book only. Chapter 10, Comparison of Adjectives. It is also called Degrees of Comparison. So over here we are going to start this chapter. So first of all, students, I hope you all know what is an adjective. An adjective is a word which describes a noun. So like adjective, you can say a beautiful girl. So what are we doing? We are describing a girl over here. What kind of a girl is she? She is a beautiful girl. An old man. What kind of a man is he? He is an old man. The word which is describing the man is old. So he is old in nature or old in the sense that he is aged. So we are calling him old. This is how we have adjectives. Now in order to have degrees of comparison, we have 3 degrees of comparison. One is the positive degree, the second one is the comparative degree, and the third one is the superlative degree. The first one is the positive degree. In the positive degree, what we have is, let us read. The positive degree of an adjective is the adjective in its simple form. The simple form that we use, like beautiful girl, old man, that we use right now. It is used to denote the mere existence of some quality of what we speak about. It is used when no comparison is being made, when we are not comparing anyone with anyone else. Okay, when one thing is not being compared to another, we use the positive degree. Now comparative degree. The second one is the comparative degree of an adjective denotes the higher degree of quality than the positive and is used when two things are compared. When we are comparing two things, we use the comparative degree. The superlative degree of an adjective denotes the highest degree of the quality and is used when more than two things are compared. When we are comparing more than two things or we are talking about any one thing amongst so many things, we are using the superlative degree. For example, strong becomes stronger in the comparative degree and it becomes strongest in the superlative degree. In the most of the cases, we have the word er or est added to the positive word for making it comparative and superlative. In other senses, if when there is no option to make it using er or est, we add more and most to the word. So let us see formation of comparative and superlative degree. How do we form the comparative and superlative degree of an adjective? Most adjectives of one syllable and some of more than one form the comparative by adding er or superlative by adding est to the positive degree. Like sweet becomes sweeter and then sweetest. Small becomes smaller and smallest. Tall becomes taller and tallest. Likewise, we can add er and est to those words. When the positive ends in e, only r is added and only st is added. When we have e at the last, we don't add again e. That will become, if for example, if it is e given over here at the last, and if you add one more e, it will sound as double e. So you don't have to do that. If e is already given at the last, you don't have to put another e for making it comparative or superlative. You just add one r and one st. In the next one, when positive ends in y preceded by a consonant, the y is changed into I before adding er and est. Okay, so what are we saying over here? When the positive degree ends in y, when any word which ends in y, like happy, and it is preceded by a consonant. Preceded by a consonant means preceded is what? We've learned in maths also. What is a predecessor or a preceded word mean? What comes before? So whatever comes before, like happy. In the word happy, before y we have the word p, which is a consonant, which is already said over here. If it is a consonant, what we do is we change the y into I. What do? We change the y into I and then we add er and est to form the comparative and superlative. For example, happy becomes happier and happiest, but the spelling is not H-A-P-P-Y-E-R, but the spelling is H-A-P-P-I-E-R and H-A-P-P-I-E-S-T. When the positive is a word of one syllable and ends in a single consonant preceded by a short vowel, this consonant is doubled before adding er or est, like the words red, big. Then you have sad, thin. What do we do is the syllable at the last will be doubled now. Like red will become red, red is the spelling. We will not just add er, we will make it redder, redder, reddest, reddest. Hot will become hotter, but the spelling will not be hoter, but the spelling will be hotter, hotter, hotest, hottest. Adjectives of more than two syllables form the comparative and superlative by putting more and most. If you have more than two syllables like beautiful, beautiful, it is composed of two words like beauty and full. So beautiful, so you cannot make it beautier or fuller. So you just have to write more beautiful and most beautiful. The word more and most are used for comparison and then used as a comparative form and a superlative form. Difficult will become more difficult and most difficult. Industrious will become more industrious and most industrious. Similarly, the comparative er is not used when we compare two qualities in the same person or thing. If we wish to say the courage of Ram is greater than that of courage of Balu, we say Ram is braver than Balu. So when we are comparing two people, we are not going to say the courage is greater than or this is this than. So we are just going to say Ram is braver than Balu. This is the word which we are going to use to compare two people. Next we have irregular comparison. Irregular comparison means you don't have to add er or est. You don't even have to add more or most to make it comparative or superlative. But the words totally gets changed. Like good becomes better and best in comparative and superlative form. Bad becomes worse and worst. Little less least. Much more most. Many more most. Late, later, latest. Then you have the other words that are given over here. Late, later, latest. Then you have old, older, oldest. Young, younger, youngest. So all these are what? These are the words which are being used as irregular comparison. Then next is exercise in composition 14, in which you have to differentiate between two words which are similar in sound, which you can often get confused of. Like the first one we have later and latter. The word later refers to something happening in future. Something that will happen in future is called later. Latter means the second of two things mentioned. Like I like the latter part of the book. So this means the second part of the book was liked by me. So this is what is being said. Latter means the second of the two things mentioned. So the majority accepted the dash proposal. Later proposal, something that will happen in future, will not be accepted over here. So it will be latter proposal. Fill in the blank spaces with older and elder. The simple word which gets confused. Like older and elder, we usually think that both the words are of similar meaning. We can also say elder brother or older brother. But no, it is not correct. We often say that he is my elder brother, but this is a book that is older. Or he is older to me 2 years. He is 2 years older to me. So over here, older is used for both things as well as people. The word older is used for both things as well as people, but the word elder is used only for people. It is restricted only for people. It is not used for things. Okay, students? The word older is used for both things as well as people, but the word elder is not used for things. It is used just for people. Same thing will go for oldest and eldest. The word eldest is used for both things as well as people, but the word eldest is used only for people. So Rustam is the eldest of my uncle's 5 sons. This is what is being said over here is that Rustam, the boy Rustam, he is the eldest son of my uncle. He is the eldest son of my uncle. Amongst the 5 sons, he is the most eldest. Most we are not going to use. We are just going to use the eldest son. Fill in the blank spaces with farther and further. Again one word which is confused. These two words are also often confused. The meaning to the word farther is that farther is used for physical distances. Physical distances means the distances which are to be covered. Okay, and further is used in addition to a greater extent when you are adding something onto a thing which is already been said. Like, I can't walk any further. Over here, I was already walking. In extension to this, I cannot walk any further now. Okay, farther is used for physical distances when you are measuring the physical distances. Now next is a further is also used in addition to a greater extent when you need to stretch something. When you're needing to stretch something, this happened in the first sentence. I can't walk any further. I was already walking, but in order to stretch my journey, I cannot walk any more further. This is being said over here. Fill in the blank spaces with latest or last. The word latest and last is also being confused. The word latest is the meaning of the word that is new. Something new is called latest. I watched the latest movie online today. So what is the meaning of this? I watched the latest movie. I watched the new movie that had been released the previous month or the month earlier than that. So I watched it latest. Okay, so it was new. The word last refers to the end of something that is already ended. That will use the word last. Okay, the dash news from China is very disquieting. So the latest news from China is very disquieting, and it is really very disquieting because it has given corona to us. Fill in the blank spaces with nearest or next. This is the dash post office to my house. This is the nearest post office. Okay, let me tell you what is the meaning of nearest and next. So the word nearest over here means something closest. Something that is close to you, you will tell nearest. Next means something that comes immediately following. Something that is following will be called next. So the dash post office, this is the dash post office to my house. So this is the nearest. You cannot say next post office to my house. This is it. Then we have the exercise in grammar 15. So in exercise in grammar 15, you have to point out the adjectives and name the degrees of comparison of each. You will be pointing out the adjective and you have to tell the degrees of comparison of each. The poor woman had seen happier days. Over here, the word woman is being described by the word poor and days is being described as the word happier. So there are two adjectives that are poor and happier. The word poor is in the positive sense. It is in the positive degree and happier is in the comparative degree. Okay. Over here, make less noise. The word less is what? What is the word less? The word less is comparison, comparative degree. Okay. This is how we are going to do exercise in grammar 15. Then you have exercise in grammar 16 in which you have to make 3 columns and write the following adjectives in the positive, comparative and superlative degree. So you will be making columns and one side you will be writing positive, comparative and superlative degree of the words that are given. Like shameful, it will become more shameful and most shameful. Clever will become cleverer and cleverest. Okay, pretty will become prettier and prettiest, but keep in mind that the spellings should be correct. If the spellings are wrong, the answer will be wrong. Exercise in composition 17. Supply the proper form of comparative or the superlative degree. You have to supply the comparative or the superlative form of the adjective that is given over here. Like the first one is good. How is your brother today? We are asking about someone's brother. We are asking about someone's brother today. So might be we have asked them previous day also, like yesterday also we might have asked. So what we will say? Is he better? Is he better? We are using the comparative form of the word good. Okay. Then exercise in composition 18. Supply appropriate comparatives and superlative to each of the following. Like if you have to supply over here adjective also. Adjectives are not given to you. You have to supply the adjective and you have to see that it will be used in the comparative or the superlative form. So over here, prevention is better than cure. The word better that I have applied to it is comparative in nature. It is of the comparative degree. Change the following sentences by using less or least without changing the meaning. You have to change the sentence by using the word less or least. The mango is sweeter than the pineapple. The pineapple is less sweeter than the mango. Is less sweeter than the mango. Okay? Or you can just write the pineapple is less sweet than the mango. So over here what are we doing is we are using the word less or least, but we are not changing the form of the sentence that is already given. The meaning of the sentence should not change, but you are just adding on words to it so that the meaning does not change. Then you have interchange of the degrees of comparison. Like in the superlative form it is written, lead is the heaviest of all metal. You are saying that lead is heaviest of all metal. So when you are comparing it with any other metal, what you will say is lead is heavier than all other metal. You are comparing it with any other metal. So you are using the word HEAVIER, heavier. So over there you will write lead is heavier than all other metal. This is how we are going to interchange the degrees of comparison, and this is to be done in exercise in composition 20. So students, you don't have to worry about the work that is to be done. The solution to all these will be sent to you. You will be doing it, all the exercises in your notebook. I think we have completed from exercise in composition. Okay. We have started from chapter 10 and we have exercise in grammar 13. From there, you are going to do exercise in grammar 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20 in your notebook. And any doubts if you have, you can ask me. And rest, you will be reading this chapter thoroughly. Read this chapter 2 to 3 times. If you don't understand something, try to watch the video again and again, but try to understand it. It is very simple if you understand it, but if you don't understand it, it will become very difficult for you. So it is my personal advice to you students that you should understand it well so that you can score good marks in your exams. So do the exercises properly and be attentive while watching the video. It is very necessary. So thank you so much students. We'll be meeting in the next class. Kindly complete your work and be ready for the next class. Thank you so much.